Hello and welcome to Mobile Friday. Today's video, it's kinda a guilty pleasure choice for me. I'm a big Star Trek fan, and I have really enjoyed Star Trek Lower Decks. So when I typed it in, I just typed Star Trek into the search for any new games or any updates to anything in the past, and I saw Star Trek Lower Decks, and I had no idea there was a game out for it. I kind of downloaded it without even seeing if it's real. As crazy as that sounds, of course it has to be real. It's got Star Trek in the name, but it feels like it came out of nowhere. And you know, Star Trek Lower Decks, it's on season 3, and I still didn't know that this game was out for it. So this is what we're going to do today. The point of these mobile phone videos is to look at what it's like starting the game for the first time. Is it something you can do outside of home? For some games, you do need a lot of additional downloads, like gigabytes of downloads. Other games, it's maybe up to an hour's worth of tutorial before you get to actually play it. So that's kind of what we're going to look at. We're going to look at what it's like to start playing the game for the first time, and what is it? What actually is it? Because there's some things, like Alchemist Garden, where you got all sorts of crazy trailers and videos and adverts for it. But what actually is it? And we played that a few weeks ago now, and it was like an actual town building sim for the first hour or so. Okay, so here we go. Star Trek Lower Decks. Okay, so I'm going to hit agree. But it's already nice that this image is the same kind of art style. I mean, not just the main character, but the actual pad looks like from Lower Decks. So screen the bottom. Don't allow. Star Trek Lower Decks, the Badgey Directive. So I'm tilting it sideways, but that's not doing anything. Oop. Yep, it's like maybe vertical. So I'm going to hit the play button and just let it play manually. This art style looks really crisp on my phone. My phone is the iPhone 14 Pro. Okay, I thought Play was just going to do it manually, but I've got to do it myself. The only problem with the 14 Pro is that we have the dynamic island, and in our last video, Marvel Snap, a couple of times it interfered with what we could see on the screen. But at the moment, it's fine. Apart from now, it cuts into the top of episode. So already. But I kind of like the art style. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Star Trek Lower Decks, so I admit that my opinion may be a little biased here. Still doesn't tell us what we're kind of getting in for though, does it? Although my guess would be like 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, so this point system. Huh. Start. Okay. Collect. Goal complete. I kind of like how in my head I can hear exactly what they're saying. So just having a quick look around. I can't zoom out or zoom in, but the art style is pretty good. But it looks like we're in for a oh, what do you call those games? Idle game. But typically those idle games do have you doing stuff for the first time you open the app, like the first 15, 20, 30 minutes. So we'll see how long we have to do this kind of tutorial part of the game before we're allowed to kind of let it be an idle game. So if you look on the top left, you can see 82, 76, that's where the merit points are. And of course if I click it, it fills that back up. So we've got to get 25 of these. And you can see we're not getting crew anywhere else, just here in the shuttle bay. And that's 25. And it looks like we are getting a new piece of money. As for the dynamic island at this stage, it is above the blue L cars, so it's not interfering with anything on the game. It looks like the L cars system is kind of being used for different screen heights. So if you've got one of the smaller phones, you'd get the top of the L cars. My phone being a 14 Pro, I get a little bit more screen real estate. As far as I'm aware, this game hasn't been updated in a few weeks, and I don't really know if it's going to get much more updates because the season of Star Trek's finished. Okay, that's good. We've got the referential part of Star Trek Lower Decks already. I think, from my point of view, it's nice that they're big and bold on the screen. I would like it zoomed out a little bit just to get the whole of their body on my screen. As you can see, that we're missing arms and elbows and parts of the body. So, start warp core. Push. How do we do that? Oh yeah, so we needed merit points, we needed 1,000 of them. Okay, so we got that. Spoiler, but that warp core is not the same as the one that's in the TV show. The one behind them is more similar to the one in the TV show. Hydro Hollow crew, okay. So we've got 25 in the cargo bay, shuttle bay even. So let's get some into the warp core. But you can see that the warp core, the amount of points you need is a lot higher. Shuttle bay, you need 8. For the warp core, you need 540. So, but of course, with more crew, the more money you get. Sorry, the more merit points you get. So at the moment, it's me clicking these when they fill up. And you can see that for the shuttle bay, I get 150 every time I click the button. For the warp core, it's 2,400. So if I put more people in, the warp core is now 7,600 when I click it. Let's put some more in the shuttle bay. I'm not going to say 50-50. It'll be good to put more in the warp core because you get more money for it. Ooh, time 2's bonus. Perhaps we should do that for the shuttle bay as well. Put people in there till we get the 2 times bonus. Because you can see that as we press it, a little blue bar's coming across. There we go. It's now doubled what we get for it. So it might actually be 50-50. There we go. And the warp core leveled up, so that's a good bonus. I'm going to check the settings. So it's not all unlocked. Okay, it's just simple on and off ones. So we can't do day rewards or logins. And there doesn't seem to be anything specific. Yeah, one click, because we put them so many in the warp core. I kind of want to scroll left and right. I can only go up and down, which is annoying. So it's kind of like the tutorial. Put people in, get merit points. Put more people in, get more merit points. Reference to, of course, what happens with Data and Sherlock Holmes. As it says, it's very referential as a TV show. Sometimes to its detriment, but more often than not, to the benefit of the show and the fans. But again, this is just my opinion. If you guys want to talk about the show in the comments, I'm not going to stop you. I may even come in with a few of my own comments, but of course, keep it civil. So it's like this is a mini game. Tap. Tap 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 tap. Okay. Oh. Oh, that got hard quick. Okie dokie, we're good to go. Some dilithium and some latinum. So, again, kind of getting the tutorial part of the game. If you notice, but the episode font is very Star Trek Next Generation. And if you've seen the first season, you know that this guy is certainly something unique. Hence why Rutherford and Tindy look a little bit, how shall I say, nervous, apprehensive. So they have Moriarty'd, okay. So there's a little bit of, a roguelike, I guess, in that, as it says here, holocruise reset, but upgrades for yourself are permanent, so okay. Yes, if you're unaware of my other videos, I currently live in Japan, so that's why the shop here is 800 yen. In pounds, I don't know, the pound's doing terrible at the moment, so that could be, what, £4 maybe? It's a little hard to say, and because it's my first time playing the game, it's difficult to know if this is actually good value or not. Because it says we've got 5 character cards, but in the tutorial we haven't come across them. So, yes, it's showing us there's a deal, but it's too early for us to actually know if this is a good deal or not. So I'm going to hit not now. So, what have we got? So it says here, get 25 hollow crew for the shuttle bay. Again, Dynamic Island is still in the same place, so that's not changed. Just clicking around to see if there's anything, like any secret animations. But on our favourite 4, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening in the desks or the bar. Okay. And the bottom left, I'm going to click it. Okay, watch an ad to get extra stuff. Pretty typical. And yes, that's how the Ferengi look in the show for the most part. Although when we get to Deep Space Nine in the latest season, I don't want to spoil it, but they do get to Deep Space Nine. So let's start. The bottom right. Max. Higher, we can get 7. You can see on the shuttle crew, it says we can get 8. Okay. Okay, we're stuck at 8. Fair enough. So we need to start the warp core. So we've got to get that to 1,000. So it's higher again. Now we've got enough for the warp core. Collect the platinum. Buy 1 gold crate. So yeah, kind of a tutorial into the money part of it. So we're kind of being forced here to use our own money by the looks of it. Dilithium, we still don't know what it's used for, so we don't know if this is good. Shuttle bay, Again, this is our first time getting these cards or isolinear chips, so again, we don't know if there's any good or not. It could just be like 9 holograms we get for the warp core. 10 holograms. So no, we could be getting 19 holograms for the warp core here. Ah, Stevens. Okay. Permanent upgrade. Good. If you remember, we were told earlier that things reset, but permanent upgrades stay. So we keep Stevens. Yeah, kind of playing into his kind of stereotype from the TV show. Automate shuttle boat, which is good. So we need a character and we need a certain amount of merit points. We've got both. So here's where the idle game aspect is starting to come in. Stevens will collect whilst we're not there. Now, what will be interesting is if it tells us if it's going to be a permanent or if it will only collect for like 3 hours or 5 hours or 8 hours. Some games are like that. They will not do a permanent automatic collection. They will only do it for a set amount of time or for a set amount of merit points or whatever thing they're collecting. So at the moment, yep, it's doing it automatically. Hello, Badgey. If you've seen the kind of ending post-credit scene for the last episode of season 3, you kind of, that what he says there kind of rings very true. And yes, they do swear in lower decks, but they also swear in Discovery, so it's not that bad. Actually, they swear in Picard as well. Start Borg cube. I'm just going to put some more into the engineering because basically we needed to get the Borg cube. I'm going to keep shell bait at 50, I think. Well, the warp core's at 50 now, so this should be fairly decent. So, start. Again, kind of looking at Voyager here. Strange Borg cube, looks kind of rectangular. Again, referential to Next Generation, after Q flung them at the Borg. For the dynamic island, the only thing it's getting in the way of is a little bit of the background LCARs. Nothing that affects what I'm reading of the game. So this will be interesting. We got 50 on the warp core, so if this says 52 now, then we know that this means we get a bonus Alanum, okay. Yeah, Badgey kinda had something happen to him at the end of season 1. Oh, okay, a little bit of plot twist, but a plot twist that actually explains and fits into the plot of the show. So okay, that's pretty smart. Whoops. So the warp core still says 50 people. So it's still not clear what the warp core card does, or chips, or whatever you want to call them. So let's have a look at the Borg stuff. Looks more like this is similar to the alcove on Voyager. So let's end the episode. Rutherford's a little on edge. He had a rough time with Badgey. So it's kind of a bit of a spin on what Picard did with Q. So it's kind of interesting that it is smartly referential. Oh, here we go. And you see that bat left, it's kind of from the very first episode of Lower Decks. So how do we do this then? I'll just tap. Hopefully it's not going to come across too loud on the microphone. Man, I'm tapping 2 fingers there. It seems like too difficult to get the third one. There has to be an upgrade, where like our strength's doubled or something. Alright, so what do we win? Freeman, okay. And more Latinum. Looks like she's a shuttlecraft person like Stevens. As for mobile phone situation, again, dynamic island, not a problem. Temperature, there is some heat from the phone, but it's very manageable, not too bad. I don't want to sound like this is an offensive thing to the developers, but I can't imagine this being too taxing on an iPhone Pro 14. Okay, so we're a few episodes in now. Kinda. So, we can see we're back to how things are. Well, we got a new one unlocked. Hydroponics, my guess would be. So it's not automated. Remember, if we want to automate, we've got to hit the spinny thing. So, Stevens, we don't have the requirement merit points. We've got to do it ourselves for a little while. But it's interesting you see that at the bottom of the screen. We still haven't unlocked things. There's still three things that I can't press or touch or do anything with at the moment. So it'll be wise for us to start the warp core. Huh, I wonder if that's what that top right one is. Okay. Yes, I don't know if you spotted it. Just as the camera panned along when we got here, there was Spock's torpedo. Or funeral torpedo, whatever the technical name is. Oh, what's that Ferengi want to do on the bridge? Want to trade? Well, we don't know what any of these do, so I'm going to say no. Once we find out what they actually do, then maybe. As you can see, the Borg is now unlocked as well. Yeah, that wrench highlighted, but I can't do anything with it. Well, let's start the Borg. Hopefully, just the first one of those, we can get Stevens to do stuff. So let's automate that. Collect. Hey, we got Stevens. Okay, so still 35 minutes in and we're still getting tutorial stuff. But at the least it feels like this is something we could do outside. It doesn't seem to have been any downloads for us. So we need chips, 200 dilithium, so we got that, okay. Stevens level 2, 100,000, okay. Whoops. Now here we go. So I've gotta follow this, so we need 15 chips, we've got 38, so yeah, we can upgrade. It says there's a permanent upgrade, so no matter how many episodes we do, the warp core is permanently upgraded. And it looks like the shuttle bay is keeping itself going as well. Okay, yeah, you can see on top right, our dilithium is below 100 now. So we have to spend our own to get that. So what can we upgrade? We can upgrade the shuttle. And there's all this other future stuff. So there's quite a lot available to upgrade. So let's do the shuttle first. So what can we... Okay. We automate the Borg as well, I think, then. And that's the key. We're getting to the point now of an idle game where you do nothing and keep coming back to it. Okay. Exactly. If you remember Star Trek 2, the movie 2, yeah. No. Star Trek 3, Search for Spock. I kind of like how it's so many years after the event that for them they don't have the whole story, and plus Genesis was classified, highly classified. So yeah, it fits that they wouldn't know 100%, whilst us, the audience, the players, we know. So for me it works. Yeah, but we didn't even get to start. Let's just start that. Genesis planet. So yeah, you can see it has Spock's torpedo. It has the creatures that were on it. What was the middle one? So these are our characters. If I hit Tendy. Okay, so we can upgrade these, and that's what those chips were for. But we need 215. We don't have that. We've got 248. So we can see episode 27, 29. There are many episodes to play in this game. So at least we have a goal as an idle game. We know what we're aiming for. I kind of like that. It's yes, an idle game's an idle game, but it does feel a little different. And again, of course, That could be me, my bias towards Star Trek, but breaking it up into episodes, instead of it just going on forever, or with most idle games, it's kind of like a hard reset somewhere. And for us, that reset is the end episode. But with these episodes not being crazy long at the beginning, it also feels fine. It's a little hard to describe. Yeah. Okay. Some technobabble there. Okay. So this is difficult. I'm like two-finger tapping right from the off. So this has to be something that if we upgraded Tindy, that this would have gone quicker and we would have gone further in. That's the best I can do. Ah, Billups, okay. So he's a warp core, he's engineering, yeah. Because as a reference to Billups' kind of dedicated episode. So let's try and make this last episode, okay? Episode 4, let's make this our last one. Oh, who are they going to get? Okay, so there's the freebie. It's always nice that the game has one of these. Don't know about you guys, but I can easily put like the Mr. Meeseeks voice on top of Badgey. So let's have a quick look around. I'm clicking on that. Watch a video, get dilithium. Nah, I'm going to decline. Okay. So let's get this automated, let's get this going. So remember, I'm not automating this yet. I don't have enough merit tokens. Oh, I just hit the wrong button then. So let's automate the shuttle bay. Okay, go Stevens. Now, who are they going to be? Yeah, we're talking very early on in the next generation. I can't remember if it was the first or second season. So that's what that Klingon thing up here is going to be. So, there we go. Automated. Let's have a look at upgrading. We did the shuttle bay, so we can't do that, but we can do the warp core. So let's do that one. And the picture changed. That's cool. I appreciate that. And we can do the Borg as well. So we've got everything's automated, which is grand. So we can collect this special goal that we were tasked with. Again, more reference to next generation there. Okay, don't have enough. Huh, looks like there are bonus costumes as well, that's kind of interesting. It would be nice to see what they look like. So we haven't got anything else unlocked on this screen, and we still haven't unlocked the achievement parts. So we're still kinda in the tutorial, I would guess. As you can see now, it's taken a little longer to do this part of the game. So we've got to get, for the next part, 50 crew in 4 simulations, which means we got to get some more crew here in Genesis. And to automate it, we need Stevens level 3, and we're not near that yet. But we do now have 50. Yeah, this is Worf did this. So we've got 2 more acts left. We can do this. We still don't have enough dilithium to upgrade Stevens. Okay, nice little twist, yeah. Okay, we might have enough Stevens. Let's have a look. No. Being C, both Freeman and Billups can. Billups does warp core enhancement. Freeman does shuttle. Whereas Stevens, he collects stuff. But we need 300 for him to collect the Genesis planet automatically. Do we? Yeah, we need him level 3, so it's gonna be a while. So of course, in the comments, as well as talking about, your thoughts on Lower Decks, also talk about your thoughts about the game. Do you have it? Like I said, I was excited to find it. It was something different. I don't mind idle games. I use the trains to commute, so sometimes it's nice just to get it out and play for a few minutes whilst I'm waiting on the train. So for me, idle games are fine. I've got a couple that I actually do play. But for a Star Trek themed one, I'm actually quite excited. For an update, island, dynamic island, not a problem. Heat, the back of the phone's still a little warm, but only a little warm. Definitely not that bad. But you can see, we're now at the point where we've got to wait. We have to wait for the either collect 14.23 billion merit points or upgrade for Stevens. One of those will get us, I think, the final episode point. But that's the risk. Do we upgrade Genesis? Because Stevens needs 300, we've got 200. Now we're starting to see that getting dilithium is actually a little difficult. So something like this Ferengi offer for 30 isn't that bad. Well, not that bad, but it's not ideal either. It'd be nice if it was like 50. and there's no clear, obvious way how to get more dilithium. I think that's kind of more of the frustrating thing, is what do we do next? How do we get more? That hasn't been fully explained to us just yet. So at this rate, I don't think we actually will finish episode 4. We have seen that this idle game does have it does reach a point where it does become an actual idle game. If I was to leave this, the only thing that wouldn't be collecting would be Genesis and the Klingons. Everything else would be collected automatically. You see just how slow Klingon is and how slow Genesis is. What is in this shot? Let's have a look. So we've got a countdown on chips, so I guess that refreshes. We can use lithium on crates. We can time skip. Dilithium. And of course we can pay for some latinum. So to end this video, let's do the time skip. 4 hours. Okay. So we can collect that final one. Oh, we can see what silver gives us. Not much. So, and we can end the episode. So here we go. I do like these sections. They look cool. Tapping as quick as I can. Ah, so difficult. Yay, shacks. Everyone's favourite. Permanent upgrade, good. Okay, and let's leave it there. So, there we have it. We have the first hour of Star Trek Lower Decks. We found out it's an idle game. For the first 3 episodes at least, it's something you can play without actually doing the idle part. But when you get to episode 4, it does kind of feel like an idle game. So I imagine if we get into episode 5, again, it'll feel even more. And we've seen through the unlock system that there are 27 episodes, and we're only on episode 5, so there's a lot of content for you to play through. whether it's unique content or not, I can't really say, because I'm only up to level 5, episode 5, so there's that. But yeah, there's a tutorial that kinda works as a tutorial, but also works as you playing through the first few episodes. Not a problem, and there's no, or for me, there was no big download of extra data. So this is definitely something you could start on the train or while you're out. So there you have it, Star Trek Lower Decks. Again, talk in the comments if you want to talk about the show. The show's season 3 is finished, but I loved it. It was a lot of fun. And if you have the game, let us know what happens the further in you go. Like the characters, the costumes, the episodes. You can give us some more information. But until the next video, or until I see you again via YouTube Shorts or even some of the older videos. Until then, take care.